Hi, everyone. Hello. Welcome to JH Creative Live. For those of you who don't know and are not familiar with the show, it is a show about local entrepreneurship and getting creative with those who are here in Tallahassee. I wanted to give entrepreneurs and local businesses an opportunity to get featured and just have a fun conversation and get it recorded on live. So thank you so much, Sam, Chef Sam of Pineappetit, for joining us today, taking the time out of your busy schedule to hop on and talk to us about your story.
Well, thank you guys so much for having us. First of all, I just want to say thank you for that. And this journey has been something that is never-ending process for us, and for me especially. Just seeing the fruits of our labor, seeing that the hard work is finally starting to pay off. To a lot of people, this journey seems very short-lived, but for me, this is something that I've been doing since 2014. And this is something that I've been pursuing and brainstormed around since my matriculation through college. I went to Florida A&M University here in Tallahassee, and coming from Cleveland, Ohio, with no family, no friends, and basically starting off fresh here in Florida, to be able to have a business here is very special to me, and it's near to my heart, because to be able to move from my hometown to come to college here and to be able to establish a relationship with not only the university surrounding me, but with the people who I've grown with throughout this time frame. It's good to see that now we're here in the storefront in our first brick and mortar location, and the support throughout the community has been tremendous, and it has a large part due to our success thus far is because of the customers and the relationships we've built professionally and personally.
Wow, that's wonderful. I was going to give you a little intro even more, but I love how you already addressed it. Thank you. So one of the first few questions, and I have some visuals for folks so that they can kind of see if they're not familiar with your food and your restaurant, and so they can kind of find you easily. One of the things that I wanted to know also is, you mentioned FAMU. Did you get into culinary major or anything of that sort? Like, what was the transition from, like, I don't know what I'm not sure what I'll do with my career, but I want to become a chef? Or were you accidentally you fell into the restaurant business?
So I've actually been cooking since high school. I used to cook for my family and friends, and for my mother's family, her friends and coworkers as well. So this is something that I've been doing for quite some time, but it wasn't until I came to college. I originally have my undergraduate degree in allied health pre-occupational therapy, and I have my master's degree in sports management. So my initial thought process had nothing to do with what I'm currently doing now, and that's usually how entrepreneurship works. We have this picture in our mind of what we want to do in life, and pursuing my passion, which is cooking. I felt like that was something that was more beneficial for me and a different pathway for myself. Um, I've been cooking because of my family. They are both very good cooks, my mother and my father and my grandparents. So learning from them from a child up until this point, I still call them sometimes for recipes and tips. So I can say that has a big part to do with what I'm doing here today.
That's wonderful. And entrepreneurship really is about adjusting and, pivoting and making quick decisions. And sometimes we might make mistakes. And speaking of mistakes, I forgot to mention Chrissy, who's my co-host and who's been a really supportive person on my team. Thank you for making these lives happen. and she's going to be behind the scenes answering questions and comments so that, for those of you who might comment and I don't see it, she'll pull it up and bring it to my attention. So thank you, Chrissy, for that. And she'll also help me with making sure that I'm running it smoothly throughout. So one of the things that she'll help me do is pull up the visuals that I have on my screen. I have the picture of your food truck. So you started with a food truck, right?
Yes.
So I know you mentioned that you wanted to get into cooking, and you learned so much growing up from your family. What made you start? Did you start first like small orders here and there, or did you fully invest in a brand? You kind of had a clear vision. How did you start?
So, starting my business in college, I literally saw a picture on some social media platform. I can't remember what it was, but I just remember seeing a pineapple with rice and chicken. And I looked at that image and I said, this is something that I can recreate. And from that standpoint and from that point forward, this is when social media really just got big. In 2012, 2011, that's when Instagram really first became a thing. And so at this time frame, you didn't see a lot of advertisements, you didn't see a lot of news and clutter that you see now in today's time. So what I did was I recreated the dish, and I posted it on social media, and I instantly got responses from people asking where did I get it from, what is that, how much can they pay for it, and things of that nature. So from that point forward, I knew that I had something special. The idea that I came up with, and from that point forward, I came up with a business name, I came up with a motto, and I came up with a mission statement, all within 3 days time period. And from that point forward, it's been trial and error ever since. And so I started off by selling food on the weekends. Um, on campus at Florida A&M University. At one of my friends, they had a location where a lot of entrepreneurs were all housed in one location. And from that point forward, I continued to serve food on the weekends until it got to a point where I started to do special events, doing pool parties, catering events, and small gatherings. And once I became part of a fraternity, then I started to utilize the fraternity's house to start selling product as well. And from that point forward, we've just been continuously growing. And after graduating with my master's degree in 2017, in 2018, I acquired my first food truck.
That's awesome. Wow, a lot of hard work and diligence, and it really has paid off. Rachel Klein had commented and said, it's so neat that you are able to pursue and follow your passion for cooking. And it doesn't hurt. I mean, everything you studied in college, still a lot of that, it still benefits our character development, and it's not for nothing. I think it's still helpful to know a little bit of everything. I think that's the beauty of
Most
becoming an
definitely.
entrepreneur.
And what I did specifically for my master's degree, every class assignment, with sports management is such a broad um, degree to have because there's so many different ways and routes that you can go within the field of sports management. So what I did was I took the focus of my business and turned it into every assignment, every project that we had assigned to us. I tried to incorporate a way to include my business as part of the project, and I was able to do so successfully. So I do know that one day, eventually, whether it be a nonprofit organization or a facility that I build, I will be able to eventually be able to utilize my degree and tie it in with my business.
Absolutely. I mean, even the connections that you make, right? And so you started with FAMU. Are you also now? I would imagine you have businesses catering with you, right?
Most
Because it's such a unique. I love how you package them with the pineapple. You're known for your pineapple bowls. It's so unique. Obviously, no one else does it here. Would you say that I could see it expanding, regionally or even potentially nationally because you've done such a good job with your brand and your social media presence and everything. We'll touch on the details of that later, but yeah, tell me more.
Most definitely. So, what we aim to do is something that I haven't seen done before, but I believe it's possible. Um, I would like to franchise our food trucks and our storefronts, and that's obvious. That's my goal, but I'm not in any rush by any means to do so. With this being my first brick and mortar location, it is a lot of trial and error along the way, and a lot of decisions that will have to be made first before we talk about expansion. However, I do believe, and I'm strongly a firm believer that eventually we will be able to expand to different locations and different cities as well. So that's something that we look forward to in the future, but I'm in no means in any rush to do so.
Absolutely, I understand. And sometimes it would have to do with quality control too, because as you grow and things, can get diluted with the flavors and everything. So it's good that you're controlling that now. And I love pineapple, by the way. It's one of my favorite juices and fruits. So I am definitely overdue for trying out one of your bowls.
Most definitely.
Elise had stopped by and she said that it was an amazing story and she can't wait for what's next for you. So one of the questions that I was curious to ask was that, do you have pineapple in every single dish?
No, it's not in every single dish. It is at the forefront of our business because we are known for our pineapple bowls. However, we do have other dishes that do not contain any pineapples for people who would like to try different items, such as our wings. And we have something called Rasta pasta that is also very popular, which is a jerk Alfredo pasta that we make from scratch sauce, and it's served with all of the same proteins that are available as our pineapple bowls. We also sell wings and Caribbean patties as well.
Wow, that's awesome. So would you say that that's also your next most on-demand type of item on your menu? Do people love your wings? Like,
I
what
would,
are you seeing
I
that's
would
most
actually,
popular?
I would actually say it's a kind of a tie between our Caribbean patties and our Rasta pasta. But we have also been noted from some customers saying that we have some of the best wings in town. So I'm not saying that. That's just from what we've heard feedback wise. So don't quote me on that. However,
Yeah.
I can honestly say we do have some pretty good wings as well.
I love how you have the tropical inspired dishes too. And whoever worked on your website and the photos and the brand did a really great job just getting the feel across of tropical, you
Yeah,
know?
so her name is G with Grover Creative. She is
Oh
one of
yeah.
the best creative directors that I know, and one of the best here in the state of Florida. So I give a lot of praise and a lot of gratitude towards G with Grover Creative. She's helped me since the beginning with my business and continues to help build our brand. And she is the sole reason why our brand is such the great look that it has today. She's also helped design our T-shirts, our websites, the logo itself, and she has a lot to do with our success thus far.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard great things about her. I've met her briefly one time, and everything that she works on, I'm really impressed. And so I'm really glad you found great talent to help you boost your brand and your presence. One of the things too that I was curious about is with your menu. Like how I love how with your menu you kept it very simple. Sometimes restaurants over like they just put too many options, and I feel like because you kept it simple, and I actually have it pulled up as well, um, as long as I find the right, yes. So here, if I have it shared, I need to unshare this, but I have your menu pulled up, and it's really cool how you kept it simple as well. I'm just gonna
Well,
go ahead and,
what we
yeah, so
plan,
Chrissy
what,
will pull
what
that
we
up.
plan to do with the menu, so we kept it simple for two reasons. For one, it leaves room for expansion. It leaves room for growth. But also, when you think about some of the biggest businesses, I like to use Chipotle as an example because that's what we aim to do. That's the goal is to have a company that can reach the status of the Chipotle level in terms of production, in terms of quality of food as well. And I believe that with keeping the menu simple, it allows less room for error, and it keeps people on track to what the theme of the food is as well.
Very smart. And it's very similar to, I mean, I think of In and Out, how they kept their menu simple, just a few options. It makes it easy for people to order really fast and make a decision. And then it makes it easy for your team to also stick to the same quality and options as well. So that was really, really cool. I love that. Um, Going back to my slides, is so after the food truck, and you said you recently opened the restaurant? It was this year. I think I saw the announcement about like your soft opening. How's that coming along after, last year with the shutdowns and everything? You've managed to survive that. How is everything coming along with that?
We actually received a boost from the local community here in Tallahassee during the pandemic. And what it did for me was it helped me change the way that I viewed the food industry. And it actually shifted my focus in terms of what direction I wanted to go in with the business. Originally, I wanted to only have food trucks and only wanted to move forward with the business in that way. But the pandemic made me realize that there were a lot of room and opportunity for growth for a storefront. Seeing a lot of businesses go out of business that's been here in town for those 15, 20 years, and to be closed within 1 to 2 months time period during the pandemic, it kind of raised the eyebrow for me and made me wonder what is what are these businesses doing to close and what are they doing to sustain and stay open. So from that point forward, it made me curious, and I started to do my research, started to do my homework, started to shop around and look at different locations here in Tallahassee. And a little bit shortly after, figuring out that what I thought was a long-term goal, something that I thought I would be doing in my 30s, and far off in the future was something that I could possibly do right now. Once I figured that out, I decided to pursue it, and we did it.
So it's doing well. That's wonderful. You also, I mentioned catering earlier, but you also do, I noticed on the website, you do order aheads. Is that what people do? They can place an
So
order?
yes,
That's
so
great.
we are now on not Grubhub, but we are on DoorDash and Bite Squad for our delivery service. And what that allows our customers to do, they can call in an order ahead of time and come and pick it up, or it can be delivered directly to their home or to their job or office.
Wow. How's that coming along too? Because I know
It's
sometimes
been
like,
it's been hectic, but we're trying to keep up. With this being our first month of being open, we've been open for almost a month now, and I challenged my staff, and they rose to the occasion by being able to not only handle the heavy traffic that we have here in the store, but to also be able to give quality service to the people who are ordering online as well. So I'm very proud of my staff for being able to step up to the challenge because we're still trying to work out the kinks of everything here in the store. But as of right now, we've been able to take on the challenge and be able to do it well.
that's wonderful. So people can order through the website. Do people order by any chance through Instagram or anything like that or
No,
Facebook?
so for the purpose of staying professional and trying to keep things organized, we do not allow people to order on Instagram as of right now. The best system for us as of right now is through the delivery services such as Bite Squad and DoorDash for now. That is subject to change in the future, but as of right now, the best source for us would be through those two sources.
Okay, wonderful. I wanted to show everyone too, just, for the sake of showing and demoing like beautiful website here. And y'all can get to know more about Pineappetit. And you can also access them, obviously Googling. They have a great Google reviews, and then you can find Bite Squad, right? You can find them through those apps as well. So placing orders there. But for those who need to follow, and you should follow because they have great pictures of all their food. So check out their Instagram and follow them. They are growing their following as well, so you might as well just follow them along for the ride as they blow up all over Southeast. Uh, do you have any last concluding words? I'd love to give you the opportunity just to say any advice for those who are considering, what should they do if they have a passion? What do you want to say? And then we'll conclude after that.
So I kind of say the same thing to any of my friends who have started businesses around me. And I I thank a lot of my friends in my close circle because a lot of my friends are entrepreneurs as well. And they kind of push me in the direction of starting a business for myself. So I owe a lot to them. But what I would say to any person who has a passion, first to plan around whatever you're passionate about. Don't just try to pursue something without a plan. It's best that once you find purpose and you tie it in with the passion, once you have a plan and you execute that plan, you can go far. Um, a lot of people stop themselves from making any progress because they have this vision in their mind of everything being perfect. Everybody has this perfect picture of what they want their business to be like, but until you actually start and take that first step, you'll never know. And you will make mistakes. Everything will not go right as you planned it, but it's how you bounce back from adversity and how you respond to that is what defines your character and lets you know if whatever you're pursuing is worthwhile. And nothing worthwhile comes easy. So for me, it's staying vigilant and diligent to what you're passionate about and staying determined. And those are the deciding factors that separate people from people who are able to pursue something for themselves and see it through versus those people who they start something and never finish. So whatever you're passionate about, I'll say go after it, but make sure you have a plan and plan around it.
That's wonderful. Yes, it's all about really sticking with your passion because you can come up with idea and it's great, but if you're not really deeply passionate about it, it's not going to help you get through the hard moments of running a business because it's not easy. There's been times where I'm just like, why am I doing this? You will ask yourself why. People are going to ask you why. And that's when people can actually rally around your vision and be excited about it and support you, and not just support you as being part of the team, but even for customers to join in on the ride. So for those of you who are curious, I mean, just one more time, because if you don't mind pulling it up, their restaurant is now open. Please go check them out. And Sam, if you don't mind, can you pan just a quick pan of your restaurant and just because he's actually there. And he'll just do that really quick. And then for those of you who don't know, look at all the Pineappetit handles there. That's his contact info. And yes, go ahead.
So this is the wall
Awesome.
here, the backdrop seating area is right here,
So cool.
and then we have the tables here,
Yeah,
and the menu at the front door is located right
nice. I love the interior. Who did the design of it?
here. I did.
You did? That's
Yes,
awesome. Yeah, and then who actually they did the murals inside? Did you work with a local company who did that, or the
so
painting and everything?
I worked with a local tattoo artist. His name is Corey, and he
Nice.
painted and did the mural for us.
Wow, it looks like spot on, accurate, like with everything.
Appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much, Sam, for taking the time for this. And as I usually say at the end, we are going to have the recording up. We're going to upload this on YouTube. We always include links to the website of our guests so that people can easily find them. I hope that this interview would help you as well, Sam, and spreading the word just beyond more than Tallahassee. I wish you the best, and I appreciate you.
But thank you for your time and thank you guys for having me and for even considering interviewing us in the first place. So I want to say thank you, and we hope to see you guys soon here at the store so we can serve you up some good food.
Absolutely. Some of my team members commenting are saying, I'm hungry now. We need to have a lunch at Pineappetit
Come
next time. Well, thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
All right, have a good one.